Good morning, students. So, in continuation with cell organelles, in this class we will be studying the next cell organelle, that is ribosomes. So, these ribosomes, these are first discovered by the Robinson and Brown in 1953 in plant cells, and they are discovered by Pelled in animal cells in 1955. So these ribosomes, they are usually named ribonucleoproteins protoplasmic particles, that is RNP, which are present in the cell cytoplasm. This term ribosome, it was coined by Pelled. So this term ribosome, it was coined by Pelled. The ribosomes are first discovered by Robinson and Brown in 1953 in plant cells, and in animal cells they are discovered by Pelled in 1955. This term ribosome, it was coined by the Pelled, and these ribosomes are named ribonucleoproteins protoplasmic particles, that is RNP. Now further, if we talk about the size of these ribosomes, so these ribosomes, they are near about 200 to 340 angstrom in length, and they are near about 170 to 240 angstrom in diameter. Further, these ribosomes, they are the site for the protein synthesis. So inside the cell, the synthesis of proteins, it occurs inside the ribosomes, and that's why these ribosomes, they are also known as factories of proteins. Further, these ribosomes, they are usually subspherical in shape, and they do not contain membrane on them. So ribosomes are subspherical and do not contain membrane on them. Each ribosome consists of two subunits like this. They are 8-shaped structure. So each ribosome contains two subunits, that is a larger subunit and a smaller subunit. Now this larger subunit of a ribosome, it is dome shaped, and a smaller subunit of a ribosome, it is ellipsoidal in shape. Now these ribosomes, they may occur singly in the cell, that is, suppose this is the cell, we have the nucleus here, and they found singly in the cytoplasm of a cell. And the ribosomes which are present singly in the cell cytoplasm, they are known as monosomes. Whereas these ribosomes may present attached to a mRNA, and several ribosomes are present attached to a single mRNA for the transcription or translation of a polycistrone. So these ribosomes which are attached to a single mRNA, that is many or several ribosomes attached to a mRNA, these ribosomes are known as polysomes. So if ribosomes are present singly in the cell cytoplasm, they are known as monosomes, and if they are present in group, they are known as polysomes. Further, these ribosomes, they are absent in human RBCs. So ribosomes are absent in human RBCs, and on the basis of their occurrence, on the basis of their presence, these ribosomes, they are of two types. If they are present in cytoplasm, then they are known as cytoplasmic ribosomes, and if they are found in certain organelles such as chloroplast, mitochondria and all that, so if ribosomes are present in some organelles, they are known as organellar ribosomes. Now come to the structure of ribosomes. So as we know, these ribosomes, they contains two subunits, a larger subunit and a smaller subunit. In case of prokaryotes, these prokaryotes, they contains 70 S type of ribosomes. Here S is for Saward-Berg unit or for subunit. So these prokaryotes, they contains 70 S type of ribosomes, and the two subunits of 70 S type of ribosomes are the 50 S subunit and 30 S subunit. So if we draw the structure of these ribosomes, it is the smaller subunit of ribosome, and this is the larger subunit of ribosome. So this subunit, that is a smaller subunit of 70S ribosome, it is 30S, and the larger subunit is 50S. Further, this 30S subunit of ribosome, it contains maybe the RNA, that is 16S, and larger subunit contains the 23s. So the smaller subunit is 30s and the larger subunit is 50s. In smaller subunit, the RNA present is 16s and it also contains, okay, it is 16s, and in case of larger subunit it is 50s. The RNA present in larger subunit is 23s and a 5s RNA. Now, in case of eukaryotes, the ribosome present is 80s. Usually eukaryotes contains both 70s and 80s type of ribosome. We have already discussed the 70s. So eukaryotes contains the 80s ribosome, and the two subunits of 80s ribosome are the larger subunit, that is 60s, and the smaller subunit, that is 40s. So if we draw the structure of this, then this is the smaller subunit of ribosome and this is the larger subunit of ribosome, 80s ribosome. So the smaller subunit of 80s ribosome is 40s and larger subunit is 60s. Now the RNA that is present in smaller subunit of 80s ribosome, it is 18s RNA, and whereas the RNA that is present in larger subunit of 80s ribosome, that is 28s and 5s, and it also contains another RNA, that is 5.8s. So in case of 80s ribosomes, the smaller subunit is 40s, the larger subunit is 60s. The 40s contains 80s RNA, whereas the 60s contains the 28s RNA, the 5s RNA, and a 5.8s RNA. So these ribosomes, they are usually complex structures which are made up of proteins and RNA, and these ribosomes, they either found freely floating form in the cytoplasm, or sometimes they are also found attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, and this endoplasmic reticulum to which these ribosomes are attached, they are known as RER, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum. These ribosomes, they now come to the function of these ribosomes. So these ribosomes, in case of cells, they are responsible for protein synthesis. They are responsible for protein synthesis. That is, they are responsible for assembly of amino acids. They are responsible for assembling of amino acids, or assembly of amino acids with the help of mRNA. So with the help of mRNA, the two subunits of ribosome, they join each other, and then they use the information which is present in coded form on mRNA and results in the assembly of amino acid, that is protein synthesis. Now we will study the next cell organelle, that is the cytoskeleton. Now come to the second cell organ, that is cytoskeleton. So this cytoskeleton, it is the base of a cell. As in case of human beings, our body is made up of cytoskeleton, bones and all that. So similar to that cytoskeleton, the cells also contains this cytoskeleton, and they are the base of a cell. So this cytoskeleton, they are usually minute, fibrous and tubular proteinaceous structures. These are minute, fibrous and proteinaceous structure which are present in a cell, or which are present in case of eukaryotic cell, and that's why they are referred as cytoskeleton. Further, this cytoskeleton, they are of three different types. The first one is our microfilaments. In microfilaments, we have the actin fibers and all that. So microfilaments are made up of actin filaments, and these actin filaments, they are near about 6 to 8 nanometer in thickness, and actin filaments, they have a helical arrangement like this. So the one actin filament is here, and another actin filament that is shown in black, it is coiled to the second actin filament. So these microfilaments, they are made up of actin filaments which have a thickness of near about 6 to 8 nanometer, and these actin filaments, they are helically coiled to each other. That means they have the helical arrangement. Now the next type of cytoskeleton component is intermediate filaments. These intermediate filaments, they are solid in nature and they are unbranched filaments, and their thickness is near about 10 nanometer. So intermediate filaments are solid and they are unbranched filaments with a thickness of 10 nanometer. Now these intermediate filaments, they are basically of 4 different types, that is keratin filaments, neurofilaments, glial filaments and heterogeneous filaments. And these filaments, these 4 types of filaments, they are found in multicellular eukaryotic cells. They are found in multicellular and eukaryotic. Now come to the third component of this cytoskeleton, that is microtubules. These microtubules, they are usually unbranched hollow tubules of proteins. And which protein? That is tubulin protein. So these microtubules are unbranched hollow tubules of proteins, that is tubulin protein. And usually these microtubules, they are present in the cytoplasm, and as well as they are also found in certain specific or specialized structures inside cell cytoplasm. That is, they are present in centrioles, they are found in basal bodies, they are also found in cilia and flagella, they are found in chromosome fibers, and they are also found in sensory hairs. So these microtubules, along with the cell cytoplasm, they are present in centriole, they are found in basal bodies, they are present in cilia and flagella, they are present in chromosome fibers, and they are found in sensory hairs. Usually these microfilaments, they helps in the movement of certain organs. So now come to the function of this cytoskeleton. So this cytoskeleton, it is responsible for providing the mechanical support to a cell. Similar to the cytoskeleton, we have our cytoskeleton is made up of bones and it provides us mechanical support. So in case of cells also, they also contain cytoskeleton, and this cytoskeleton, it also provides the mechanical support to cell. Second, this cytoskeleton, it also provides motility to the cells. Motility means the movement. And the third function of this cytoskeleton is that this cytoskeleton, they are responsible for maintaining the shape of a cell. So the functions of a cytoskeleton includes, they provide mechanical support to the cell, they are responsible for motility of a cell or the specialized structures present in the cell such as centriole and basal bodies. This cytoskeleton it provides motility to all these cellular structures, and they maintains the shape of a cell. Thank you.